All right, I am out. Just started my run. I'm on day 3 of the run streak. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but you might hear some noise here. It's because there are like a billion of these little birds down on this abandoned military base. It's not abandoned. Some of the buildings have been repurposed, but it's just crazy. Like, there's hundreds of them up in that tree. You know, they're all lined across these power lines here. They're everywhere, and they just make so much noise, but I love it. So anyway, I'm just gonna get back on my run. I just needed to stop and get everything set up here so I could be recording this. But yeah, so anyway, day 3, here we are. Again, I'm starting things out really easy. Before starting this run streak, my last run was 5 weeks ago when I raced a 5K. That's quite a little while ago. So anyway, you know, to go out and do 2, 3, 4 kilometers every day, even starting out after not running, would normally not be a big deal, but I've also been walking, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 kilometers per day with Jamie to make sure that she gets her 10,000 steps in, because that's her goal, is to make sure she gets 10,000 steps every day, whereas mine is just the run streak. So yeah, it's interesting, to say the least. What I've noticed is that, you know, my legs feel fine, like everything's okay, but my feet are actually quite sore, right on the insides and on the top. Kind of almost feels like the bones on the top of my feet are sore, because they're just not used to, you know, absorbing the impact and then the flexing motion of actually running and, you know, toeing off and whatnot. So, you know, it's it's a little sore, and I'm running pretty slow here today. I've got the Hoka Bondi 7s on. These are, you know, very max cushioned, comfortable, and plus plush shoes, which is great. And I figured that they would probably help me out today, just to add that little extra layer of softness and comfort up around the top of the foot. Definitely don't need it underfoot right now, especially for such a short run and as easy as I'm going. But maybe, you know, having that marshmallowy, pillowy feel on the top of the foot as well will be helpful. But it is hurting. That's okay though. It's the kind of pain that I know isn't actually like a problem. It's just using areas of my body that I haven't been using for a little while. So like, not running for a while, you know, my feet just aren't used to the actual motion of running. Once those ligaments and tendons and bones and everything just kind of get back into place, it'll be all good. But here's why I came this way. I'm going to show you guys my new buddies from when we come walking this way. And I say buddies because, oh, I better stop. Okay. There's like a huge flock of Canada geese that just live down here. Some of them just hang out at this track, which is overgrown, but I think it's still going to be really nice, especially where it overlooks the ocean. It's going to be beautiful to come down here and run. But yeah, let's see. They don't really like my approach here. See what happens. Hey guys, I'm just here for my run, okay? Don't eat me. They're like little mini ostriches. They are large birds, and I know that geese can be a little bit aggressive, especially Canada geese. But I think they must be sort of used to people. And I'm just gonna let them do their thing, because while I wanna run through there, I am not going to invoke their rage and wrath. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. But yeah, anyway, so here's the track. It looks to be a standard 400 meter track, but I haven't run on it yet. You know, you can tell where the track is, but that is grown over, mostly grown over. The dirt is still kind of there underneath, but anyway, I'm gonna maybe even try a loop on this run. All right. It's okay, guys. There's like a ton more heading up that street. They're just everywhere, seriously. But yeah, so anyway, one of the things that I'm just loving about this new place is that, so we're living in the, you know, the housing side, the village side of an old military base. So all the old military quarters, which is now, you know, like they were all sold off, and it's now just like a little subdivision community, which is cool. But this base over here is still like, you know, it's still accessible. Some of the buildings are in use, some aren't. But it's so quiet down here, and there's, you know, a million different routes I could take. It's not a huge base by any means, but like, you know, the options of which way I run are pretty much unlimited as to which streets I cut up, where I make my turns or whatever. And it's mostly flat. Like, you know, our side of the road up in the residential area is up on a hill, and this is kind of like down over the hill on the other side of the main road towards the ocean. But other than a few little undulations like the one I'm climbing right now, there's really not many actual hills here, just gradual inclines and declines. So overall, a pretty good place to run, with some pretty incredible views. Let's check out this track. Okay. So yeah, all right. Well, it is completely grown over. It is just a grass track at this point, but I mean, it's obviously noticeable by color where the actual track was. So I'm not going to do around like a lap right now, just because I don't want to disturb the geese that are over there. Respect the geese. But yeah, I don't know. Just feels nice to be out running again. Feels nice to be just enjoying the scenery, and there's no one else around. There's literally no one else around except for a couple people over, like that one building's in use over there, and over at the other end of the track here on the other side I see like a couple that look to be walking their dog or something like that. But yeah, it's just amazing. Anyway, just gonna get back at it, probably do like another 2K or something like that, call it a pretty short run for the day. Again, the feet are pretty sore, but hoping the Bondis kind of help to massage those a little bit with their marshmallowy softness. So we're less than 5 minutes later, and oh yeah, I forget to mention, or maybe I have before, but I've got this epic sandy beach right along here as well. This is about 800 meters, half a mile from my house. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And as you can see, I mean, I know it's October 3rd, but there's nobody else here. And this is a perfect place for swimming, because like, so we're part of the Bay of Fundy, although this is just like a basin that is kind of an offshoot of it, but the Bay of Fundy has the largest tides in the world. So when the tide goes out, like, I mean, it goes out a long ways. Like, you know, at least like another 3 or 4 tiers of sandbars will become visible. And, you know, it's at least like a good 2-minute walk out to them from the shore here easily. And, but like, there's no seaweed. There's like no seaweed here. There's no rocks. It's all just sand. Perfect sandy beach. The only thing you would need to worry about at all is because obviously there's a lot of like sea creatures here, lots of birds. I'm sure there's like a ton of, where did I see them? Yeah, there's like a whole flock of seagulls over there, and not the band from the 80s, an actual flock of seagulls. And so obviously, like, you know, you're going to see a lot of like shells here. So you're going to see a lot of mussel shells and things like that, where the birds have gone and eaten them, maybe tried to drop them into rocks and stuff like that. So occasionally you'll be walking along the beach and you will see like a sharp piece of shell. So like having like water slippers, like water shoes or something like that on your feet is probably a good idea. But other than that, this is like perfect. When I came here, you know, like 4 months ago now, when I came up to do the inspection on the house, it was a really hot day. It was like 28, but felt like 37 Celsius or something like that. And, you know, so 200 meters just up in front of me at the road, it was scorching, just terrible. And then I came down here because I was early by like 45 minutes. And I came down here and just had this nice ocean breeze. It was nice and fresh. Took my shoes off and just walked, you know, up to my knees in the water. And it was just amazing. So really pumped to have this literally in my backyard, just down across the road. But that's not my run, and I've gone on long enough here. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm really only at a little bit over, or a little bit under 3K right now. I'm pretty much just going to run home, so it's only going to be like probably less than 4 kilometers for this run today. But again, with the feet, which are kind of feeling a little bit nice now. I think that plushness of the upper on the Hokas, as you can see, these are a pretty maximal shoe. I feel like that is actually maybe massaging the foot a little bit, and you know, it's good now that I've gotten moving along, but still just going to keep it nice and easy for the day. So anyway, some beach running.